Hi, my name is Morgan Granger, and I'm going to discuss with you Marvin Marshall's method. His method is discipline without stress. His method distinguishes between discipline and classroom management. His whole focus is for a teacher to run a classroom based off structure, routine, and procedures rather than a list of rules and consequences. He believes that students are responsible for their own behavior, and whenever a teacher goes by a list of rules and consequences, that student then loses ownership of their actions. His ultimate goal of discipline is self-discipline. And with that, Marshall focuses his method on 3 positive practices that he wants teachers to enforce between the students. So the first positive practice is positivity. And this is all how the teacher reacts with the students after they have not necessarily a bad behavior choice. For example, if a student is running down the hall, instead of the teacher yelling across the hall, "Stop running!" That's more of a negative enforcement. Instead of yelling and embarrassing the child, just simply say, "Johnny, please walk to class," or "Johnny, next time walk to class." You see the difference there, that the child doesn't get embarrassed, and it's more of a positive influence. The second positive practice is choice. In life, everything is about choices, and we are responsible for our choices. So instead of, here's an example. If 2 students are not getting along and they're picking at each other, and Johnny's taking Tim's pen, instead of the teacher jumping their throats, "Stop taking their pens," set them aside and let them talk out the issue. Ask them questions like, what can we do for you to stop picking on so and so? Why is it that you pick on so and so? So that way they're telling the other student, they're working out their problems. You're giving them choices. So that goes into the next positive practice, and that is reflection. A student's behavior, it's up to them if they want to change their bad behavior. No one can change anybody. You have to be the one to change someone. But as a teacher, we need to influence them to make better choices instead of, again, yelling at them, constantly yelling at them. Just pull them aside. "If you could not do this, what would you do?" Or, "If you could not fail, how could you do your homework differently?" It's all in the way how you react with students, more positive versus negative. These 3 positive practices are all the foundation of Marshall's social hierarchy. This social hierarchy is in 4 different levels, and he wants teachers to get in the practice of focusing children's behavior on these 4 levels. You have the top 2 highest levels, which are positive behaviors, and then the bottom 2, which are your lower, and they're bad behavior, misbehavior, I should say. The first one is D, democracy. This is the higher label. This is a student doing something positive without the teacher asking the student to do so. For example, if a pen drops on the ground, that student automatically bends over, picks it up, sets it back on the desk, or give it to whoever dropped the pencil. The teacher didn't have to ask that student, "Hey, could you please pick that pencil up?" They automatically did that. And that's the highest. The second level is C, cooperation. This is positive behavior, but it's something a teacher has to ask the student to do. For example, if the pen dropped and the student left it there and the teacher, "Can you please pick up the pencil?" And the student does, picks it up, sets it back on the desk. That is positive because the teacher or the student listened to the teacher. But it's the second level because the teacher had to ask the student. Now into the lower levels. This is more of negative behavior. And that is B, which is bullying. These are students who are mean to each other. They bully, they're bullies. They break the rules, and they need a boss. They need a teacher to set rules like for them. And then the lowest level is A, anarchy. These are just students out of control. They're chaotic. They're unsafe to have that student around other students or yourself. So that's Marshall's positive hierarchy. After reading about this, I found it very interesting. I've done a lot of research and videos, and it really is effective of how you talk to someone. You know, I don't want someone yelling at me if I do something wrong. It's important to learn how to talk to someone, and setting examples for students for them to get older and following these structures will only help them turn more positive and have more of a positive behavior. Well, that's everything for Marvin Marshall's method. Thank you.